What's up, y'all? Today we're going to talk about family business. As you know, or if you don't know, I produce all of my songs from scratch, so everything starts right here in this studio. A little background on the studio. I spent $300,000 building this studio. This is a studio that was built from the inside out, meaning like all the cables are in the concrete. When I built the home, I built this studio. I have a pair of Barefoots here, Micromain 26s. These are about $20,000 speakers, maybe 15. I don't remember, 15 or $20,000 on a Sony 800G. There's a 1073 over here that's 3 to 5,000, depending on where you get these things. There's an 1176. There's an LA2A, and I use a solid state Logic for like guitars and bass and stuff like that. For all of you guys who like to geek out on gear, it is all truly unnecessary unless you know how to use it. If you don't run your 1073 kind of hot, you're not going to get anything from it. That sounds great. If you don't know how to properly compress your drums or your, as a rapper, your voice, the 1176 is not useful for you. If you don't know how to smooth out your compression, the Teletronic is also not useful for you. So there's a lot of stuff that I think new artists don't need, but there's a lot of stuff I think once you get into like the feather in your cap, the stuff that nobody cares about, but you as an artist love, that's when you get in all this bullshit that I just talked about. So let's skip the bullshit and let's talk about the song. This song all came out of, once again, one friggin' sample. By the way, this is called BUM. I'm not promoted by them, but it tastes so good. That's like crack in a little bottle. That's a pre-workout. I brought it back from the gym. Anyway, so let me play you the song. The song is, and I quote, "Every time you go, I'm feeling." There we go. Here is the song. Every time you go, I'm feeling heavy. Every time you go, 'cause every day you show me what is love. You show me what is love. Every time you. That's the hook. Every time you go, I'm feeling heavy, 'cause every day you show me. Oh. That's the hook. Every time you go, I'm feeling heavy, because every day you show me what is love. And you go, wow, Dilan, what a great hook. You're such a genius. No, I'm not a genius. That's a sample. Let me show it to you. Let me show you where everything on this song came from this one sample that I loved, adored, and had to become a part of. So here it is right here. Every time you go, I'm feeling heavy. Every day you show me what is love. And every time you go, I'm feeling heavy. All the ways, all the ways, all the ways, all the ways you show me love. So yeah, so that essentially sums up kind of the sample. Now, when I do samples, I usually pitch them and move them, and this one I did not, as you can see. No, that's not true. I pitched the shit out of this. You just can't see it anymore because I committed it. Because right here is another pitch. So I pitched it up, right? Now, that's about it, right? So then comes this. Every time you go, I'm feeling heavy. Then my backgrounds. 'Cause every day you show me what is love. Then my harmonies. And every time you go, I'm feeling heavy. Then the sample. All the ways, and then the ad lib. All the ways you show me love. This song just, honestly, I'm gonna move over back to the Sony. This song didn't need much. Honestly, it had so much vibe and panache, like kind of built into the concept, that I didn't have to do much to just put it together properly, right? Like not mess it up. You get what I'm saying? So over here, coming back, some of the pieces that I was able to pull from Splice once again. Right? So this is giving me most of the vibe. Okay. Then here I got keys. Then bass. Right? The rest I had to build. So what I built was a DX7 right here. To give it more whirly sound. Synth. And I always build my drums. I gotta build my drums. Whether I sample them or not is a totally different story, but I have to build them from scratch. So this is what this feels like. So I always start with, where's my hi-hats at? Yeah. Then snares. It's all about the right snare and right kick, right? Kick. Little accoutrements. And that's pretty much the whole fucking beat. You know, then there was something I heard in there that I really loved. That I had to put in there. And you don't hear it right now. And it's this. I'm gonna kick back to this. It's this right here. You see down here you got this fucking flute. This is a mellotronic, okay? It comes from a mellotron, which is like the name of the instrument. So you hear it? Right? So what I did was I added to it with a shitload of horns off of Contact, and then it made it sound kind of like a really fucking old sample. So now you hear mixed with the sample sounds like a sample, the whole thing. Now, if you take that whole thing and you add it to the original hook, which I already sang over, you know, you get this. If I were to give you but all of that ends up disappearing in the song because because that's not really how the song ends up. You don't hear the sound. Like, this is how I feel about samples. I think that some people use samples to drive their song, and then some people use samples to inspire their song. I use samples to inspire my music. It always ends up taking a back seat. I just love the way samples sound, and I feel like there's some sort of kind of glaze, almost like a gradient filter on a light that just makes the whole thing glue together. So you can't really hear the sample anymore in the song, as you can see here. Every time you go, I'm feeling heavy. You don't hear her singing at all. 'Cause every day you show me what is love. You know what I mean? You feel something, but you don't hear really anything. You just feel something. All the ways you show me love. And I'm gonna tell you what I felt, man. I felt nostalgic. I felt nostalgic for all of the world that I used to live in. And the way the whole thing was, every time you go, I'm feeling heavy. Every day you show me what is love. So when you remember your childhood, there had to be some points of love. I mean, they might have been a few, but there were there. And so I named the song Family Business. I used the first verse to talk about my family, my brothers and sisters, and the greatness that was my family, and the greatness that was my childhood, that turned into the not so greatness that became my adulthood with my family. And I wish that could be different than what it is today. And that's why the nostalgia hits so hard, in my opinion. It hits hard because everybody looks back and goes, God, those were better days. I wish I had those better days today. Everybody does that. Everybody looks back and goes, those were the days. And it's such a huge phrase that almost everybody in every culture remembers the phrase. Yeah, those were the days. Those were the days when I didn't care, when I was carefree, when all of this, when I didn't have kids, but you know what? Those days are these days. So every time you say those were the days, you're forgetting that these are the days, because tomorrow these will be those days. So that's the crazy part about those are the days. These are the days. You know what I mean? So that's why the second verse is about what I have today and what I built today based on what I lost in the past. And that's more or less this song in a nutshell. I don't have much more to say about it or why I built it. I can talk about lyrics, but I think you should really just listen to the fucking song. The meaning of the song is quite simple. It's that love permeates everything, right? It makes you feel alive. And so when you don't have it, it actually does the opposite of that. It makes you feel dead. So the lack of love causes death, actually. And you'll notice a lot in relationships when they grow old. When grandpa dies, within months, grandma dies. When grandpa dies, within months, grandma usually dies. Um, Now, it maybe not be real to you. And it's just love keeps you alive. And that's really the premise here. And so if you don't have it, you have to go find it. If you don't know how to get it, you have to learn about it. If you don't know what it looks like, you have to find someone who does. And that's what I did. So I had to build my own, go out of my tribe, didn't want a broken home. Right? My tribe being Sri Lankan and coming from that culture, a lot of cheaters, boy. Holy cow. I can't count on one hand guys who don't cheat. Now, I would love for you to leave a comment and say you don't cheat because I'd like to be your friend. And those of you who don't leave comments, then I know you cheat. So let's see who all leaves comments. That's what this song is about. It took me less than 20 minutes to build this song because everything about it just gelled together. It was a great, quick production that I thought created an incredible impact. Now, I can tell you that it's taken me probably 100 hours to mix and master because this happened to be one of the only songs in my lineup of songs so far that I mixed completely and mastered myself. I'm not bragging about it. I don't necessarily like doing any of that shit, but it just turned out that way because we know we're dropping 26 songs every 2 weeks. And that's hard. And sometimes you can't go out to outside people to get something done. You got to learn how to do it yourself. And thanks to me and ChatGPT, and just by the way, I'm a 1% user of ChatGPT. So if you have any questions on how to actually use it, I use it the most around the whole fucking world. I'm a 1%er. I know how to use it. And so I learn everything about life through ChatGPT or Grok, but mostly ChatGPT because I don't ask political questions. So the name of this song is called Family Business. It was written, produced, mixed, and mastered by Dilan Jay. I would love for you guys to go check it out. I got plenty of links here, and here. YouTube, we're going to shoot a music video for fun. We're going to drop you with tons of reels because we love doing that shit. And we're going to tell you what the song is about so many fucking times. Peace.